there. Happy Easter for those who celebrate it. Happy Sunday for anyone who doesn't. Today, we're making chocolate chip cookies. Because why not? Why not have a little something sweet? It's the end of Lit for those who participated, which means if you gave up desserts, you now get to have them again. We are going to use the KitchenAid for it because that's what I like to use for these. I've just got you guys propped up a little higher, hoping this works. Fingers crossed. Alright, first things first, we've got 2½ cups of flour, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of baking soda, all in there. The flour's already sifted, we're just going to kind of stir this up a little bit together so that it's ready when the wet ingredients are all together too. So we're just going to set our dry ingredients to the side till we need them. Alright, and the oven is preheating to 375 while we wait. So the first thing we're going to do for the wet ingredients is cream the butter with the 2 sugars. So it's 2 sticks of butter to make a whole cup of butter. Yum, yum, yum. So many Southern people will be so happy, like, oh yes, all the butter. All the butter. And then we're going to put 3/4 cup white sugar, white granulated, and 3/4 cup packed brown sugar. Do that. I'm going to cream these together first. So we're going to lock that in place. You want to start off slowly so that it doesn't all fly right out. Get some of this stuff out of our way. So you see it's starting to kind of cream, but it's also kind of clumping. So we're going to turn this off, unlatch. We're going to gingerly use our spatula and fingers and get that off so that we can move it around. To do this a few times to make sure it doesn't all just clump up so that you actually get it creamed. And the butter has been sitting out for almost an hour to soften up. So it'll be easier to do. Alright, I want to make sure it's not all just down dead at the bottom. Just stick at the bottom, because then it'll just clump right up again. We want it kind of pushed to the sides. Alright, so we're going to lock it back in place. We're back to stirring. I hope everyone's had a nice Sunday. It's been really rainy here. Thunderstorming probably before I heard it, around like 6:50-ish. But yeah, just that kind of rainy, icky weather. Oh, and see how nice that's creaming up now? Alright, it's going to turn off. We're going to make sure. Alright. So that's good. We're kind of moving it. And that is the goal, is to get it probably a little more so than this. So we'll do it one more time, but we're going to kind of break it up a little. Just declump a little, whether you're using this or a hand mixer. Either works. I just prefer this. Yay, cookies. Alright. So we're going to turn it back on low. And then actually I'm going to turn it up a little higher. Really make sure everything's blending. So that looks good. So you want it all as thoroughly mixed as possible. However you're blending it, you want it as thoroughly mixed as possible. See what it's doing? It's kind of pushing it out to the side some. We can see it's all looking very consistent. That's great. It's exactly what we want. It's that consistency. So you've got to do that. You've got to get all those steps right before you do anything else. Or else stuff can kind of separate a little, not quite do what you need it to do. So there we go. I don't know about y'all. I know everybody's family makes chocolate chip cookies. My family does too. Our adaptation is just that we put in an extra quarter cup of flour, the Nestle Toll House version. So it's pretty much the same, but it's how I've always been raised to make them, and they taste good to me. That's one of the things we got to do when we were little. My dad would have me and my brother assign certain jobs. My brother had to know how to soften the butter, which we definitely screwed up because he was like, oh, taking it right out of the fridge. And he's like, oh, you just microwave it. It was like 10 seconds or something. And I think we put it on because my brother and I were like 4 and 5 or like 3 and 4, very young. But we're like, microwaves. Yeah, 10 minutes is what I'm pretty sure we wound up initially doing. So that butter didn't get used. We learned. We also learned that you could also just set the butter out in advance, and it would be softened by doing that instead of having to mess with the microwave. All right, now that it's all good and creamed, we're going to add a teaspoon of vanilla. Blend that in. Again, quality counts. Got good real vanilla. So I've certainly used imitation when I've been on a tighter budget. It still tastes pretty good. So do what you gotta do. All right, we're just gonna do a little light. Or I'll yank it forward so it goes really far. All right, vanilla's in. And then we're gonna add in our eggs one at a time. I'm gonna put them in this just to make sure no shell gets in. There we go. And it's getting blended in pretty good. And now I can add in the other one. Also really good. All right, so maybe get you guys just a smidge closer in there. Can't really lift this up really heavy. You see how nice and consistent that all looks? Here. Because we have to do this anyway. See, it's really consistent. That's what we want. Everything is thoroughly blended. It's all looking good. Now it's time to add in the dry ingredients. Don't do it all at once because it will fly everywhere. Another mistake definitely made as a child. Because you think, hey, Dad said put it all in there. And you do. Then it flies everywhere. So don't do that. So just a couple scoops. Oh, I get so loud doing that. And then on low, kind of gradually blend in the dry ingredients. Okay, that's looking good. You'll notice stuff's kind of up at the top on the sides where we use our spatula, like so. And get it off the side so it all blends in there. It's looking good. All right. Trying to get some of it off. That's okay. All right. We're going to pour some more in. Actually, I do know what I want to use on this. Just make sure I've wiped down from my stuff. KitchenAid comes with things to help with this. If you just remember to use them. I might actually put that down. Oh. Okay. There we go. See, fancy little contraption that I can actually just straight up put it in this way. Otherwise, you gotta stop. I kind of forget I have this. I'm trying to remember all the things I actually have that help me. Oh, just taking stock. Let's see, that does like a nice little shoot down in there. I'll let that dough build up. And when we're done putting all the dry in there, then we'll scrape the sides one more time and make sure everything has blended in. Until it's getting thicker, you can hear that motor changing. It starts to thicken up. All right. Now we're going to do the thing where we're going to scrape it all off. So I'm going to take this off for the moment. We'll scrape the sides, make sure we've got everything so that it's all blended nice and well before we add in our chocolate chips. The final step for chocolate chip cookies. It's looking pretty good, y'all. Looking pretty good. Alright. I'm going to give it just one more time through to make sure that everything is thoroughly blended. I was just trying to turn it off. Alright, and now we can add in our chocolate chips. We want the whole bag. And chocolate chips. Alright. Sorry, just a little faster. It's just me and Sean eating them. So, what have you? Meanwhile, it's probably looking undisprovingly like you've got a spatula. Just use it. Should have facing my other angle. Alright. There they are. First thing we do before we start messing with the thing is turn off and unplug. Right. Now I can manipulate better. Alright. So that's looking good. So much of childhood. But that's good. On Easter, seeing all the pictures of what people have been able to do with their kids, with the Easter bunnies and whatnot. Very sweet. Considering what's happening in the world today. So hope you had a chance to celebrate some way with your family, even if it's just a call or Zoom or Facebook Messenger or all the other little video options out there. That's nice. But maybe you've done something to relax. Still reading on my book some, and I did start a new puzzle because I wanted to. And because it's gross and rainy, there's not much else to do today. Since can't go anywhere. Can't go see family. I'm gonna pause y'all while I get the pans over here. Alright, so I moved you guys down some to see the pans. And also because I just didn't want to take my chances too long with my laptop. So, it's ungreased. I've got my little cookie scoop to get them out. And I actually buy this. My Mima had it. And I wound up with it from her. But it comes in handy. So you just scoop them a little bit apart because they're going to spread out. See, aren't they so cute? They're like little ice cream cone tops. Just gonna. Oh. Don't know what it got caught on, but it got caught on something. Alright. Actually, I think it's maybe that I squeezed it while I was getting it out. Yeah. I like squeezed at the wrong time. So just being careful with it. But alright. We're going to fill up our pans. It's supposed to make between 4 and 5 dozen cookies. So that's good. It's just building up the dough a little bit here. You can always just use regular spoons if you do not have something like this. And in truth, I don't know that it's made, it might be the chocolate chips. I'm going to get a normal spoon and do this. That's just what we're doing, fill up, and then we're going to put them in the oven. So alright, this can get boring after a while, so we'll check back in a minute. Alright guys, these are all about to go in the oven. Made a little over 4 dozen, so that's good. They're going to go in the oven for about 9 minutes. And then we will take them out, make sure they are nice and golden brown. And have some yummy cookies. Alright. We'll check back in a little bit. Bye. Look, they are all nice and golden browns. We can take them out of the oven, let them cool, and store most of them, but eat a couple. All right, have a great weekend, rest of your weekend. Bye.